Hey, everybody. Hi, Em. How are you today? Yeah, I'm going to send you that link there, Willow, in just a moment. Either how did that happen? Carol, you want to come up and chill, or you want to just stay down in the audience? You can come up here if you want. The only thing is you kind of sort of have to behave with the language. Okie dokie, I'll send you the link. Sure, I got email stored in here. Nope, of course not. Drop your email for me, sweetheart. For some reason, I got new everything, phone and whatever. I don't have it in here. I don't know if it was Carol's Creative Corner at Gmail or not. Ah.
Hello, dear.
Hi. Carol's coming up too.
Cool.
On her now.
How you doing, M. Bill? Nice to see you, girl.
I don't remember who gifted me the kitty cat cross stitch thing. Well, not cross stitch, but the canvas, plastic canvas. But I got that. I'm gonna eventually work on here, and then I got one of those dot kits coming. I haven't done the canvas thing, and so it's gonna be interesting. And I've never done a dot kit. I heard the glue is not that great on those.
You ever done a what kit?
The dot, whatever they are.
Oh, the diamond dot?
Yeah.
Oh, they're fun. They're fun.
Yeah, but I heard the glue wasn't the greatest on that.
It depends on whether it's a cheap Chinese knockoff, a quality Chinese knockoff, or the Diamond Dot brand, which is a quality Chinese knockoff. You know, you can't like, do that on jeans or something, you know. But you can do it and then seal it. They do have a sealer, and it holds up pretty good.
Someone was saying use Mod Podge on it.
Yeah, that'd work too. Yeah, you go looking around on Amazon for those. And a kit will come with a diamond daughter tool, but there's others more ergonomic and that'll do 2, 3, 4, up to 9 gems at one time, placing them. You know, there's other stuff out there. A roller to roll them and smooth them down. Get a good stick.
Hi, Jessica.
Different stuff. You just have to look around on Amazon. I've got kits of just like tool kits, basic ones up to deluxe, and what you get might work just fine for you. You know, I needed a more ergonomic tool, and when I bought a more ergonomic tool, I bought a tool that had the multiple heads. You know, kind of an all-in-one. That also, you know, it's ergonomic handle, blah blah blah. But and it was only like, I don't know, $5 or $6, something like that, maybe 7 tops. You know, they're not pricey, and that's for the multi, you know, that has multiple heads and all that. And the flat canvas, yeah, be careful cutting. You you know, when you cut the canvas for whatever shape you're working on. Just gotta be careful
I
cutting.
think it's all pre-cut.
Not usually. Just saying.
Oh,
Yeah, I've never gotten a kit that was pre-cut. You have to cut it yourself.
okay.
And on corners, nip the edge of the corner off so that it's rounded a little bit. Otherwise, it's just gonna poke out through the yarn. It just makes a more smoother transition when you're wrapping around a corner.
Oh, I know what you're
I did
saying.
plastic canvas. Yeah, I did plastic canvas.
It's been on top
Gonna
of
do
the
that
a
in
kid.
the 6th or 7th grade. There was actually a before school started, half-hour class that you took if you wanted to. It was an optional thing. It was a program that they started with crafty stuff that you could do. It was just a little half-hour class before your classes started for the day. It was to keep kids out of trouble, keep them off the streets, keep them, you know, out from fighting in the playgrounds before school, that kind of thing. I just wanted crafts, you know, hey, crafts. And that's where I learned plastic canvas. And then down the road, a few years, I found cross stitch. And I still enjoy plastic canvas. Kind of picky about what I make with it, though. But my hands don't like it so much anymore. Wrestling the yarn. I still do
I honestly
some.
can't remember who got it for me, but it was a cat, so can't remember where I was. So somebody bought it and said, send it to me.
Yeah, I've done several of the cat kits, so I could very well have the kit you got coming. And several of them I still use around the house. I've got a doorstop on my bedroom door that's a cat that had a brick in it. You know, you stitched the frame around the brick, and then there's a cat face and a little mouse hanging out of his mouth by his tail. And I still got it. It's still being used as a doorstop. I need to tack a couple places. The head's kind of tilted, so it's lost a stitch. Can't get to the yarn right now to get it. And that's, you know, from the kittens attacking it. But once I can get to my yarn tote back in the storage room, then I can repair that. Pretty simple. I could use like monofilament or something like that, but I'd rather just use the yarn. Because I do, anytime I have a kit like that, leftover yarn gets bagged and labeled, you know, that it's the cat doorstop, and I'll be able to find the bag that's the yarn that's part of the kit and do the repair with the actual kit yarn from the original kit. So. Yeah, I'm that anal retentive. I actually keep the scrap yarns from kits and label them as to what it was so that I can use it for repairs later if need be.
I need a way to smart.
Well, you just never know. I mean, like a doorstop, it's going to get banged around a bit, you know? And the way it's designed, picking it up is kind of awkward. So if it gets picked up by the head, yeah, those even if you glue those, they're going to come loose or fray over time. And I don't know, I tend to do that. Any leftover kit bits get kept, especially with yarn, because dye lots, yarn, floss, you know, the dye lots vary. So if it's just standard material stuff, I don't worry so much about it. But yeah, if it's something specific, like a dye lot on yarn or floss, yeah, I will keep it. Or some specialty little tidbits that came with it that, you know, 20 years down the road, you're liable to not find. And there's a drawer in the closet where I keep all of my needlework you know, with floss and cross stitch and that kind of stuff. There's a drawer in a little rolly thing that I've got that is leftover kit bits, you know, from other things that I've made over the years that I've labeled and kept in there in case I need it for repairs. And there's no light going into it or anything, so they're not going to get sun faded and that kind of stuff. Because floss fades bad if the sun gets to it. So all my floss storage is in the dark. And my yarn, so it don't fade, is kept in a dark, one of the great big Rubbermaid dark totes, so the sun don't get to it. All my fabric is kept in dark colored totes that are semi-transparent, but not a lot, just enough that I can catch a glimpse of what's in it. But the room that they're kept in has blackout curtains, so there ain't no sun getting in on it. I'm just picky. If I'm gonna make the investment, I'm gonna make the investment to last and not ruin it with daylight or whatever.
Makes sense.
Hey, Jessica. Well, it just doesn't make sense that, you know, if you're gonna make the investment to have the stash and then have it destroyed by climate, kind of pointless to stash then. If there is any fade spots on a piece of fabric I've got, it's because I bought it like at an auction or something. I already had a fade spot. Usually I trim that out though. Every once in a while I'll find something I missed. I'm only human after all.
What? Shocking.
Well, that, or sometimes it's just in a weird place where trimming it's just going to make it gangly and funky to try to store, and you're better off just to leave it there. And I will pin a note, you know, bad spot.
Yeah.
You know, because where I like sew for dolls and little things like that, you know, it's not all big stuff.
Right.
It's pretty easy to work around one bad spot, you know, or two on a piece of fabric that's, you know, 3 yards long.
Right.
I did, Jessica. I got your package this last week. Thank you. And yes, I love the owl socks. Unfortunately, they don't fit me though, so Sis will get to wear them, and I will get to enjoy them vicariously on her feet. Because yeah, my feet are too big for those little bobby socks. I haven't found a bobby sock yet that I could wear, and I don't like where they land. I wear ankle socks. And I bought the biggest basketball player Dumbo foot ones that I can get so that they'll spread wide to fit my duck feet and accommodate my diabetes, so they're loose. They don't scrunch down, but they don't, you know, there's nothing extra. Because, yeah, I have a size 10 foot, and then I have duck feet. They're very wide. So, I literally have duck feet. I have very wide feet. When I shoes, I have to buy triple wide.
Hi, Josie.
I have very wide duck feet.
Honey.
Hey, Josie. Welcome to your my pearls. That big old honking strand of freshwater pearls. Yeah, loving them. They're perfect for what I plan on them for. I'm not gonna wear them as is. They're gonna be integrated into home design on my bathroom. That's gonna
You're
be
still going? She's been working on that for hours.
What's that?
Wrapping up the jewelry to go be shipped out.
Yeah. Well, she sells a lot of little tidbits, and she wraps each one individually.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I knew they wouldn't fit Jessica when I got them. So it's all good. Yeah, I knew they wouldn't fit, but I knew Sis could wear them, and she needs some fresh ones for this coming winter. So it was perfect. I can watch her get her feet attacked while the cats are going after the little owls on her feet. And I find that pretty humorous.
So you're getting pleasure out of it as well.
Oh yeah, great joy, especially when she starts wearing them this winter. And yeah, the munchkins are like, ooh, look at those cute little wiggly ears. I'm gonna go after those. It's either that, or if she won't wear them, then I will turn them into coin purses. Little owl coin purses. Could do that too. Yep. Yeah, I know, Jessica. I'm ornery. What can I say? You guys got to see this. Little Mr. Mischief has kind of gassed out. And he's all twisted up into a pretzel over here.
No.
Jazzy's probably either on my bed or Sis's, one or the other. Or she could be in my window. She likes sleeping in there in the afternoon too. So. Yes, Josie, that's my 3.5-month-old Miles, most current rescue. His mama brought him to me, flat out. He could barely raise his head. And now, yeah, he's a little monster. Terrible twos. But reach over and just touch him, and his little motorboat kicks in, and he loves tummy rubs. But yep, he's the youngest. I opened a package over on Tina's Live earlier from Stacey, and they promptly was up on the sofa attacking the bubble wrap in the box, and yeah. Like, oh, she finally opened it. We get to play with the stuff. It lasted, what, maybe 5 minutes, and then they were ready to just attack each other again, and off they went. And now they've gassed out, so they'll sleep through the afternoon and probably wake up about dinner time for them, which is about 8:30 tonight, Central Time. So
sounds about right.
As soon as they hear the bowls clank in the kitchen, yeah, they are up and running. And while I'm prepping the bowls, of course, Miles has to try to climb up my bare leg and hang off my shorts, purring the whole time while I'm bouncing around screeching because, you know, claws.
Especially kitten claws.
Yeah, that's how I get woke up every morning, and more often than not, that's how he tries to put me to bed. But yeah, the spritz bottle stops that pretty quick, because when I'm ready to go to bed, I'm ready to go to bed. I want to read my book. I don't want to be bugged. Sable cuddles up next to me, and you know, they're more than happy to do the same, but without the claws and jaws. And yeah, the claws and jaws come out, they get spritzed with the water bottle. We have them all over the house. I have one on the headboard of my bed. So. Ew. Jessica's having a late lunch. She's having pasta salad. Yum. Yeah, I just finished breakfast right before the live, and I was actually eating that when Tina's live ended, and finished it with you before I came on Stacey's. And yeah, my breakfast consisted of a chicken and cheese chimichanga. My stomach was awake, loud and screaming, so I didn't have to eat bland. I enjoy those moments when I can get them. What's this? Pouring something. Oh, that even woke Miles up. He did. His little head popped up like, what in the hell was that?
Hi, whoever else joined us.
Hello, lurkers and raptor dwellers. Yeah, Tina said she might come over, but she may have dozed off too. She might end up napping through it.
Probably.
Well, she did it for a live.
3 hours before.
Yeah, about 4. And
yeah.
Not uncommon that after that, yeah, it was a snooze time. Either she'll turn up or she won't, but if she doesn't, we'll know why, because she's sawing logs. She went into lumberjack mode, aka reader eyelids, and yeah. I'll probably get a nap later too, because I'm running else to sleep, so I can relate. Right now I'm skipping down through my Kindle offerings from Amazon for the day. Nothing of interest. Sundays are usually non-fiction, which I did get one yesterday. It's a gemstone Zodiac book for $1.99. Yeah, jumped on that. It's in digital form, but I've got other digital ones. The only ones that I don't want to be digital and nonfiction is if it's a craft book with like patterns in it.
Right.
Because, you know, you get it, but it won't let you print the patterns. If it does let you print the patterns, they come out all wonky, distorted or something. Yeah. So yeah, those I want the book. And then, you know, if I need to resize my pattern, I can do it on the printer myself. I don't do the digital that's patterns. That just bugs me no end. Nope, I want the pattern, I want the book. I didn't buy a nice big book stand to have a table when I'm working. Do not have a book to put in it. Fiction, I'm fine digital. But my non-fiction, craft pattern books, yeah, I want a book. Because I want an actual pattern to work with. I don't just want to look at it and drool over it and then not be able to get my hands on it even though I paid for it. Nope.
Yep, I don't blame you there.
A bead magazine that I had been a subscriber of for 20 plus years went digital. Yep, they lost me.
They lost quite a few people.
Yeah. There's just certain things that don't go digital, and that's one of them. You go digital, you'll lose me. Even though I have been a subscriber for decades, you will lose me. In case anybody's lurking back there that didn't know that, now you know, and I'm not the only one. So keep that in mind when you suddenly decide to modernize and go digital. You know, the tree don't mind. It's getting made into something beautiful.
And there's another one getting planted.
Yeah.
Typically right behind it.
And it's, you know, helping the environment the whole time, you know. You know, all this deforestation, you know, we need all the trees we can get. And yeah, harvest trees like that. farm trees like that, they help the environment while they're growing. There's nothing wrong with that. They don't harm the environment after because they biodegrade well. It's a good, sustainable thing. Just saying. Some of the ideas they come up with are just nuts.
Well, I don't know
I still
what
have
happened
some
to Carol.
paperwork disc?
Got distracted. It's all right. Happens.
What happened?
Carol. Said she was gonna come up. Must have got distracted and.
Did you forget that we're waiting on you, Carol? Or did you change your mind? Or did you squirrel?
Squirrel? Carol? No.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Oh, well, I mean, if you mean squirrel, like something else going on, yeah, I probably might have. But squirrel, like, oh my God, no.
No, I'm talking, you can just be going along and doing whatever, and then all of a sudden, squirrel, off on something else.
Yeah, that I could see her doing. That's what I said. It's either that or she ran into something else that just like, oh, darn, you need to take care of that.
No, squirrel, not squirrely. Squirrel as in got distracted. I do that. Be right back. And 20 minutes later, I'm back, because got up to go pee and grab a drink. And, oh, yeah, I need to do that real quick. And, oh, I should probably get that done. And, the next thing I know, I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Reeling it back in. Well, I'll get back here. Hello, Save. Are you back again? Yeah. Come on up. Good girl. Yeah. You can lay down beside me. Miles doesn't have cooties. Yeah, you can lay right here. Yeah. Just don't sniff him or touch him, and just cuddle right on in, and he won't even wake up. But when you walk over there and you sniff at him, and then hiss at him, yeah, he's gonna wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta be tactful. Yeah. Like, oh, what do I want to do that for?
Mm-hmm.
She can't stand missing out on the opportunity to give him a sniff and a hiss. She's getting better, as he gets older. But she has one side of her lip caught.
Oh, she doesn't have Wi-Fi out in the okay.
Oh, way to go, Carol. You need to write those down. You can do, No, I keep a journal of passwords, everything. And,
she's trying to find the password for her hotspot on her phone.
Yeah.
So she can stay out on the deck. I don't blame her.
Well, those I can tell you I don't know because I don't go online on my phone, really.
Yeah, I've never used a hotspot on my phone.
Me neither. I talk, I text. One time I emailed, but not this phone. It was a previous phone. I sent a email because I was late getting home and I was to mod. So I was going to be a couple of minutes late getting in, kind of thing. And I emailed and let them know that. But there's just unforeseen circumstances of Murphy's Law, yeah. Murphy's Law and Rona crazies. Oh, that's nice. Love those colors, beautiful.
Yeah, it's plastic, sleeve piece of glass, and that's shell.
The shell lips, the dyed shell lips. I love dyed shell lip. Some of the jewel tones that they come up with they're unique. You don't find them in anything else. The sheen, very unique. You can't find it anywhere else. But yeah, people are like, oh, nature materials, those don't cost nothing and worth anything. No, they're beautiful. I love working with nature's gifts. And you add those to the man-made gifts, and you get a stunning blend, you know. I love it. I have no problem with acrylic beads. Do I want cheap kitty acrylic beads? No, but there's some beautiful stuff coming out in acrylic beads, these guys. Don't pass them up.
It's crazy.
They're lightweight. They're stunning. Half the time, some of the resin ones they're coming up with, you can't tell the difference between them and crystal. You know, with modern technology, there has been some stunning stuff come out that's acrylic and resin, and you know, nothing wrong with them, except the price, you know, that they want original retail. But I never pay original retail for pretty much anything. Again, tightwad, frugal. I mean, yes, I do have nice materials. I have delicas and stuff like that. Did I pay full price for delicas? No. I buy them in bulk, and I get them at bulk discount, which is substantial. And so, no, I don't pay full price for those either. And thank God I loaded up before.
Well, I'm going to step away for a few moments because I got to go feed the kids. I'm a little late.
Yeah, go do what you got to do.
I wish I knew how to give you the power.
Power of what?
To, like, if Carol came up to pop her in here. You know, things
You'd
like
have
that.
to give me administrative duty, and that I would not accept. So.
Oh.
AKA the passwords. Okay. No.
Oh.
If she pops up, I'm sure she's more than willing to wait.
Okay.
You're not gone that long.
No. Gone forever.
It's all good. But no, I don't pay full price for much of anything. There's going to be a coupon, there's going to be a sale, there's going to be a bulk discount, there's going to be something. Just the way I am. I mean, Mom, she would find sales and stuff like that, but yeah. She had no idea that you could go to the store with $20 and come home with $200 for the groceries if you took advantage of sales and coupons and what have you. And I did that a fair few times. Freaked her out. She was like, how in the world? And I'd show her on the receipt this, and it was on sale plus this coupon, and and this is how I ended up, you know. I used to do the saving up the coupons when I lived in Nashville back in the 80s, late 80s. 4 times a year. I would go to this one grocery store because they did triple coupons, and I would save up my coupons, and this is before digital ever happened. This was all paper coupons, and work out my grocery list, very specific on the items that I was purchasing, and it was nothing for me to walk out of the grocery store and they owed me $20. Well, guess what? The $20 paid for the cab ride home with the groceries. Okay, cool, Carol. She'll be gone long. And back then, yeah, if they owed you $20, they owed you $20. It wasn't, oh, well, we only do 0 out. We don't, you know, like today. No. If they owed you $20, they paid you $20. And I would budget it that way so that the cab ride was paid for. It was $10. It was basically $10 up, $10 back. And I would work it out to where I was going to get $20 back. So the cab ride was paid for. So the cab ride both ways was free. The groceries were free. And I was able to do some stock up. And I would load a cart big time, sometimes even more than one. I had to do that. That's what kept, our head above water, was me doing that. Especially on non-food items. So, that gave us our laundry soap and, bath soap and shampoo and dish soap and tinfoil and whatever, I'd plan it out very, very meticulously. And it was nothing for them to pay my cab ride. Worst case scenario, I had to pay $5 of my total, both ways, cab ride. That was a bad trip. That meant that I wasn't able to, sort it out quite as tight as I liked. But ideally, yeah. Best case scenario, they owed me $40, paid $20 for the cab, was still ahead $20, and basically they paid me $20 plus my cab fare to go to their store and buy their shit. Loved that. Because that also meant my laundry was paid for the month, because that $20 was what I would use in the coin-op laundries there in the complex. So I got the detergent and then the softener and everything, plus the money for the coin-op, because I went to that store with coupons. Yeah, I love that. And I did that here at home, as long as possible. Nowadays, it's much harder to do that, but, I still do the best I can. Because I don't know about y'all, but the grocery store sales that they have, they're more family oriented. You have to buy 3 or 4 of items to save this or save that. Not as conducive to, a couple of sisters living in a trailer. So some of their stuff's not, it's not useful unless I'm stocking up. But there's certain things you just can't stock up on, like buy 4 loaves of bread, save $1. 4 loaves of bread, yeah. I don't like frozen bread, unless it's just the dough. So I'm not fond of that. The only time I freeze bread is I buy a couple of weeks ahead of time a loaf of bread to make dressing with Thanksgiving, Christmas. Then I will throw it in the freezer because it's going to get baked. So that freezer taste is going to get baked out of it. But yeah, just pull bread out of the freezer and then make a sandwich out of it. No. I don't like the flavor. So that and space, room in your freezer to put 4 loaves of bread. No. That space nowadays is going to be for meat that I catch on super sale. And, I'm like camped out at the door of the grocery store the morning the sale starts. And, yeah, it's a treasure hunt, and it's a maddening treasure hunt. Sis, as of late, has been, during this whole thing, been doing the majority of the supply runs. I go, like, to the hardware store or the lumber yard if we need something that she doesn't know how to buy that stuff. Otherwise, yeah, staying home, staying safe, but, if I do need to go to the store, it's because of a super meat sale or something, and yeah, I'm camped at the door when the door opens, and in for first pick, and out before the rush begins. And yeah, that space in my freezer is going to be for meat, not bread. I don't care if I got to pay $5 a loaf for bread. It beats me paying, $10 for a pound of hamburger. Pound of hamburger that should be $2.99 on a good day. and they're wanting like $8 to $10 a pound for it. No, I'm not paying. You know, I only have so much to buy groceries with. She only has so much to buy groceries with. I'm diabetic, and I have nerve pain. Nerve pain wants red meat. If I'm having a flare, the only thing that's going to counter it is if I slap a steak or something, you know, red meat, and just do a very high protein, you know, meal, or even just, you know, meat. Nothing else, just, you know, something to drink and a minute steak and maybe some ketchup. And that's my meal. Because yeah, if I'm countering a nerve pain flare, that's about the only thing that's gonna resolve it. And I get them if I don't have a certain level of meat in my diet. So, but yeah, can I pay $15 for something like that? No, can't. I'm very mindful about my protein versus carb counts and stuff with things. And yes, the body does need a percentage of carbs to function. No carbs, not healthy. Your body needs that. But in excess, no. About my counts. Like, well, for example, sub sandwich. Whole lot of bread going on. I will invest in a foot-long sub sandwich, but I will double meat on the sandwich, and then I will cut the sandwich, depending on whether it's Subway or like Mr. Good Sense, 4 to 6 meals out of that sandwich. You know, it's veggies on them, you know, yada yada. So I'm getting the roughage, and I'm getting the carbs, and I'm getting the protein, and the carbs don't outweigh the protein, stay within my limits that I allow a meal, and I can still enjoy it. But am I going to sit down and wolf down 6 inches one of those things? No, I'm not. I mean, if I wanted to. And no, I did not have a tummy tuck or anything like that. I just am mindful of portion and fight against weight. My metabolism, my entire glandular system is in the tank. Thyroid issues, hormone issues. Pretty much any glandular system you have, I have issues. So I have to be very careful. And yeah, my metabolism, energy levels, stuff like that are an ongoing struggle. So yeah, I don't lay down and let it beat me. No, I fight it every day. Some days are better than others. That's okay. You know, some days I get around better than others. As of late, I haven't been able to do a whole lot because of the whole pain management issue thing, where, you know, symptomatically I'm knee buckling, huge fall risk. Yeah, I'll do some stretches sitting on my butt on my sofa before I will take the risk of falls and, you know, what have you. That doesn't mean that I don't still stretch and do what I can. I just am more mindful. But hopefully that'll be resolved soon. So I have been approved for a nerve block ablation in my spine. The right side is scheduled for the 8th, left side is scheduled for the 22nd, hoping to get those dates moved up. We'll see how that plays out, probably this week. But anyways, I am scheduled. But yeah, I'm just going to try to get them moved up. I think a month to wait for insurance approval is a bit much, considering the average 3 to 4 days with my insurance. So yeah, And the nurse that scheduled it for me is let's just say she has a sinister side to her. There's Carol. Hi, honey. But yeah. Oh, she fell right back out again. She hit a wrong button.
I'm here, but I'll be just a couple more minutes.
That's fine. Carol fell back out, so she's probably gonna poop again.
That was me.
Oh, I figured somebody hit a button.
I accidentally
There
did
you
it
go.
twice.
Hello.
Sorry, but is she back? Yeah, okay.
Hello,
Woo,
dear.
sorry about that. I'll be back.
Okay, dear. But yeah, I'm looking to getting that done. Hopefully that'll get me up and vertical and moving again. And I can get back to busy on this house that has been waiting on me for over 3 years during this whole saga. Then my house will start looking like a home instead of a warehouse. Yep. That will be my winter project, is by spring.
Good.
I have a home instead of a warehouse. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Been looking forward to it. I was in the middle of it when my back was. So.
Hey, Jess.
So you're working Diamond Dot? Is that what Stacey said?
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you?
I'm here, but I'll be just a couple more minutes.
Can you hear me?
You're lagging, honey. Dad, I'm hearing background. So you must have YouTube or something open.
Sorry, is she back there? Okay. Ooh, sorry about that. I'll be back. Yeah, she's got YouTube open.
It's all right. I don't know whether I'm inside or out.
So how you doing, honey? Carol?
I think we got delay.
That's a big delay.
Yeah. Trying to get myself shifted here. Yes, you can come up. Good girl.
Yep. Yeah, I'm working Diamond Dot. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? I think there's a lag.
A big lag. Must have the sound down on Restream. Ooh.
Oh, how pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. I don't know whether I'm inside or out.
Hi, Scarlett. Hi, Barbara.
I'm okay.
Hello, Barbara.
How are you? I'm okay. How are you?
Do you have
Can
the
you hear
sound
me
up
now?
on
Responding.
Restream, or are you listening to the very lagged YouTube?
But I can't hear anything.
I don't know how this Restream Studio works.
We hear you just fine.
Yep, I closed YouTube.
Can you hear us better now? No. Still a left. It's like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's strange. Well, could be there. There, volume's up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's strange.
My end looks good.
I can't hear
Up
anybody
on her
now.
computer.
Hey, Scarlett.
We're both typing the same thing.
Is your volume up on the computer? Yep. I can only hear it through YouTube.
Never had a problem before. I'm gonna have to go out and come back. You might have sat in the back room too long. I don't know. Something weird.
No, probably me, Stacey. Nah, probably not.
Good. That's the whole idea, Barbara.
Hi, Barbara. Hi, Barbara.
Hmm.
Carol, in Restream settings, go to audio and check your volume setting there.
Oh, that's awesome, Barbara. She does a lot of her writing during your live, Stacey. That's cool.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Yeah, no, that's the whole idea. We'll come in, have a company while they're still working.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's working on her
You
art
wanna
while
do?
we're working on ours. Is any of that helping, Carol?
Maybe. The
Oh,
audio
that was a quicker response.
You heard us to reply, so
audio
yeah.
output.
You heard us to reply, so yeah.
Yeah. I think it worked.
That made,
Thank you.
that made on the trick.
Okay, so
I had some of those issues
can
when I
hear
first
now?
came in as well. So
cool.
It worked. Thank you.
Because on my end,
All right,
her
I
audio.
just got rid of YouTube. I can stay in here.
Yeah.
cool.
I think. Maybe.
Yeah, it's only like a 5-second delay now, whereas before, yeah, it was like 30 seconds. Oh, cool, Jessica. Get your fall decorations ready.
No, I can't. No, I can't hear anything.
Well, that
What?
stinks.
You just heard us. No? Uh-oh. Interesting.
Strange.
Well, it's got to be you, Carol, because never had anybody have a problem before. So it's got to be something in your settings somewhere.
Well, I remember the first time I came in on Restream, there was echo and what have you, and my YouTube was closed, and I had to go in and activate the noise suppression, echo cancellation, and then adjust my volume setting in there, and then we were fine.
I hear you now, Willow.
Awesome.
That's good, Jessica.
Probably because I was the only one talking.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
there's a little bit of reverb, but it ain't nothing
No,
we can handle.
I'm gonna have to figure that out. It sure is nice out.
I hear a Scott talking. Hello.
Those quickies are good.
A little late for a nooner, but hey.
Hey, yeah, it is a little late for a nooner, but hey, I'll take it anytime I can get it.
I hear you. I used to be that way, but at this point in life, I pretty much opted out.
Yeah.
Well, if I had one established, but I don't, and I want to break one in. I'm breaking in kittens, I don't need to break in a man.
There you go.
Heck of an echo.
I didn't have to break this one in. He was already... And he'd never been married, no kids. I just hit it lucky.
That's a rare find.
Tell me about it. I don't know where he fell out of, but that's fine.
Scarlett's in her shit in the chat.
Scarlett!
Hey, at least we're entertaining, if nothing else.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, to be honest, it's easier to housebreak a kitten than it is a man, so.
Oh, yeah. I hear you.
Oh, God.
What's the matter, Stace?
If this one goes before me, oh, hell no, done.
Yeah, I hear you. 3 times over, I heard you. That's funny. because we're repeating her thing. That's why, Scarlet.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, noise cancellation or echo, whatever.
Yeah, they should
Who,
be
me?
blue now. Yeah,
I
in
had
settings.
noise cancellation off.
No, you want them on. You want
I
them
want
to turn
them
blue.
on.
Yeah. That'll cut the reverb.
All right, how's
Yeah.
that? That
See,
better?
it's gone. All gone.
I wasn't hearing it.
Yeah, we were hearing ourselves 3 times over,
Oh God.
at least. Yeah.
Three
Yep,
times
you want 'em
a
blue.
lady.
See, that took care of that. Yeah, they're not hearing it in the chat now either, so. I think we got there.
We got it.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, I have to lie my earbud. I got
Yeah.
headphones on, so I hear both sides.
Well, this is her first time in Restream. I had that issue when I first came in, and I immediately went into settings. And yeah, they weren't on, so I kicked them on, and it stopped right away. I mean, it just a matter of seconds, it was resolved. Because I knew it had to be in settings because I had everything closed. So
Now, how is Restream different than?
your screen
You
is
could
bigger.
go on as long.
Yeah, you don't have the limits with a free account. The screen is bigger, which is great for jewelry selling. And the chat runs backwards, so your last message is going to be at the top instead of bottom. But yeah, other than that, you don't have the free account time limits. You know, if you want perks stuff, then you might have to pay, but you know, if it's just time, you know, you only get 20 hours on the free StreamYard a month, and on here, it don't matter. Jessica. I don't know, just one and done for me. If somebody would have came along that was compatible and, you know, it flowed, but that didn't happen. It was effort. Don't do effort. You know, I put in my share, but when I have to put it in all the work, no, that's not compatibility. You know, no. Either it flows or it don't. When I first married, yes, it flowed fine, but we were young. We grew up and had different ambitions in life. He tried to force his on me. I wouldn't do that. And, you know, no. So we separated and ultimately divorced. And I think that was probably a good thing. He's remarried, happy. I'm not, I'm happy. It's all good. I was never one of those that had to be married. Had to have a man all the time. That's not me. So the fact that I haven't had anybody in my life for 20 plus years, and I've been divorced for nearly 30, I'm okay with that. So it's all good. I'm tough. I don't need a man. If I need a man to do like repairs or something, then you know, I will save up and hire somebody to do it, or my brother is more than willing to come and do it when he's, you know, on the wagon. Otherwise, I've figured it out. That's why I know a lot about a lot of things, because I figured it out. You know. Hey, Songbird, welcome. I'm just not one of those gals. And that's, you know, to each their own. Some do, some don't. I don't.
Hi, Songbird.
Well, that's a good thing, Jessica. And if you're happy, you know, hey. That's awesome. I just didn't need that to be happy. You know, some people need that to be happy, whether man or woman. I'm just not one of them.
I used to say I can do bad all by myself.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. I mean, so I didn't have a man around. The car needed fixed. Guess what? I bought a Shilton, and I figured it out, and I bought the parts, and I did it. So something needed repaired. Plumbing, wiring, construction, whatever.
Hi, Crafty
I figured it
Songbird.
out, and I did it. Didn't need a man.
Oh God, imagine 3 Carols.
No, I can't imagine 3 Carols any more than I can imagine 3 Cheryls.
Can't have 3 Carols. This world couldn't put up with it.
Ditto. I mean, that can be said for pretty much any alpha female.
Mm-hmm.
And some non-alphas, you know, there's a lot of Karens in the world. There's more than enough one-offs. We don't need multiples. That's why we're called individuals. You know, everybody's different. We were made that way for a reason.
Yeah, Crafty is a Carol as well.
They ain't cloning us yet, so yeah.
Karen texted me. Your sister asked how I was doing.
But it'll be interesting to be, you know, across the veil looking in when they do come up with that, and the idiot that doesn't know how to pick a good one, and yeah, they make 100 of one that you really don't want.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see.
The devil and that's because he want the hand. He said no.
I did nice.
I said I've got a sword in the garage.
No, Scarlet, you're a Scarlet for a reason. We like you just the way you are. We don't need multiples. That's why we're called individuals. We're all individual. Oh God, everybody in the chat suddenly becoming a Carol.
What square thing? I got it here.
Crafty Songberg says, Carol's got a naked hippie. No, she's got a naked Scotsman. He's a Scotlander.
Oh yeah, well he's half naked. Naked
He's
Scotsman.
He's running around. He's a topless
Oh.
Scotsman.
Scarlet, I don't know if you could be more to me.
I am working, guys. I just needed it further up close to me. With the extension of my arm there.
You're fine. Huh? I'm liking the goodies you got on the table.
Mhm.
I seen that focal. That's pretty. I'm not usually a pink gal, but I do like kind of a rosy pink.
Yeah, it's a very soft,
Tends to lean. Yeah, it
soft
tends to lean
pink.
kind
This
of
is
that
more of like a
rose.
opaly white kind of with a little bit of flat, kind of little bit of like a pink hue, very, 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 very pale.
Mm-hmm.
What are you making now, Stacey?
What happened to the flower? you had up there?
Necklace and earrings. I wasn't happy with it,
Oh. Well, it's pretty.
so
I'm sure it'll get made into something beautiful at some point.
when I'm happy with the choices that I go with it, then yeah, when it'll be made.
Now, chances are, Scarlet, this fella had a kilt in his closet. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
No,
Carol knows.
today, but I went yesterday.
Carol knows what's under it too. Mm.
Carol knows what?
What's under the
kilt?
Scotsman's kilt?
It's all in good working order. It's not worn.
I was talking in general, not necessarily him in particular. You know, that old mystery. You know, what's under the kilt? Carol knows.
What's worn under the kilt? Nothing. It's all in good working order.
Yeah, they like a breeze.
And that's why they have that plate.
They're like the wizard from Harry Potter that was wearing the muumuu at the water dispensary thing there in the camp field by the Quidditch match. Yeah, he liked to breeze on his too.
This Carol comes up here and suddenly the country goes south. Ha ha ha.
Don't we know it? Stacey and Willow
I
and
think it's
then
funny.
there's a few people in the chat. And yep,
Mm.
I get in there and all of a sudden the chat goes downhill. I didn't have to say anything. It just,
Nope.
like I said, Stacey, my reputation precedes me.
That's all right.
On
I
this
don't
one, I
mind
admit
your
it's my
reputation.
fault. Because I brought up a Scotsman, and I brought up the kilt, and I brought up the underkilt mysteries. But there are certain movies that have revealed those mysteries.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't know what fitty whities were back then.
Oh no.
Oh, Crafty Songbird, her grandparents are from Ireland. So she's got a touch of Irish in her.
Ah.
I have a touch of Irish as well. I don't recall which
Yep.
side of the family it came from.
Yep.
I'm English, Irish, Dutch, Dane,
And
Cherokee, and
Scott.
Apache. It's what I've been told, anyways, by family. I haven't done testing to confirm, but
I did, and they were slightly wrong. They said we had American Indian, but everybody's family thinks they got American Indian in them if they've been on this continent long enough. But we don't. I don't.
no, actually, my
Unless
family
it got-
didn't want to admit that they had American Indian. It was kind of, pulled out like teeth. So, yeah, I don't know. I know that even without knowing that, before knowing that, the Native American pantheon was a draw for me.
He says
Do I
her
believe
son has
everything they
black
believe?
hair,
No.
but his beard is red.
My hair, when I was little, was Indian blue black. Except for one little whisker that grows on my cheekbone that was just bright red. Still pops out every once in a while. Bright red. Carrot top red.
Well, I was, platinum blonde when I was born. Small, and then got darker as I got older.
Oh yeah, I bet she's excited, Jessica. Is this your youngest daughter? If I remember right, you got 3. Daughter, a boy and 2 girls.
Jessica's got a boy and a girl.
Oh, boy and a girl, okay.
Yeah, I think she's got a boy and a girl.
Yeah, like I said, my memory's in the tank, so yeah, I thought you had 3. Don't
Welcome
no
to
idea
the
why.
club. I swear I have Alzheimer's. I'm just
Yeah.
not older.
I used to have a memory like an elephant. I could remember a phone number I dialed 10 years before.
Remember
No,
my childhood phone number? Me what I ate for lunch yesterday.
no, I mean like the phone company's old number, and not like Ma Bell, like random, I'm just saying, memory, especially for numbers. But I used to always suck at names and number of children. I always have.
I was my mom's walking telephone book when I was young.
Yeah, and I see that now. Yeah, I know, Jessica. Like I said, memory. Such a keen daughter that's learned to swim.
Wow, your daughter's 16?
I didn't learn to swim till I was a teen, and I'm not a very strong swimmer. I wasn't taught. I was self-taught because we had a swimming pool where I was in Nashville. There were two of them, but we only went to one. The other one was a family pool. You know how that goes. Little pitchers with ladders. But the adult pool, yeah, it was a big one. You could do laps and stuff in it. I stayed in the shallow end because, you know, but I did learn how to. I've never been able to tread water, but I can float. I got built-in flotation devices, so that one was easy. But treading water, not so good.
Yeah, those flotation devices, they're neat.
Yeah. And when they deflate and elongate, they make good propellers too. Just saying.
Yeah, these are pieces of our statement necklace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they make great motifs for things.
You know, when you take them apart and you pare them down, they're actually weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, unless you're
Whereas
going
their
to
original state.
ball of some kind, dancing ball.
The statement necklaces
wearing
I look
this?
for are where each of them are a flower. I've been collecting those in various because I want to do a large elongated wall hanging, and I'm going to embroider the stems and then use some embroidered leaves, some bead or whatever leaves, and then the flowers are going to be statement pieces, seconds of the statement pieces, each little flower, and I'm going to do an array of it's going to look like a field of wildflowers.
That'd be pretty.
So the statement necklaces that are each piece is a flower, especially the three-dimensional ones, but I'll do the other as well. Those I look for, but they're hard to come by, at least affordably. But yeah, if anybody ever has anything,
Josie gets them all the time.
cheap. Yeah. On here though, they've become popular. So 8K out of my price range. But I'm still trying to get what I can here and there to do this wall design that I'm wanting to do. And then I'll build a frame for it, custom frame, and have a field of wildflowers on my wall. And it's going to be pretty good sized. I'm probably going to be 3-4 foot long, probably 18-20 inches tall. Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be really pretty. That I can't wait to see once you get it done.
mean, I've already got the fabric. I've had oatmeal even weave for ever that I've been saving to do this. I just want to do a neutral, the oatmeal linen fabric to stitch it on. Then to help give it structure, I'll put some interfacing on the back. But I want the flowers to pop, the design. I don't want it, you know, muted or overwhelmed by background.
Makes sense to me.
So, it's something I've been collecting materials and pieces for probably a good 15, 20 years now. Part of my reorganizing of my craft room is going to be getting all those pieces and components together. Some are in my needlework cabinet already. I need to get those pulled and get them all together and go through and see if I have enough yet or not, or if I'm missing certain colors, you know, in the color palette, what have you. I've got the threads already for the stems and everything, and I've had them for years. It's just been getting these components together. Could I do needlework flowers? Yes, but nope, that ain't what I want to do.
No, I think it'll be very pretty with the using the flowers from these necklaces.
Yeah, well, it combines, you know, my two loves, you know, beads, needlepoint, jewelry, you know, it kind of combines my loves, and that's why I'm wanting to do it in a mixed media format like that. You know, I thought about appliquing like fabric leaves on or something like that, you know, and I'm like, no, that ain't the look I want. I've been collecting leaf motifs as well, jewelry pieces. And then when I go to do it, you know, most of them are just gold or silver tones, but I'm gonna paint them to give them uniformity. Because, you know, I want them shades of green, you know.
Right.
And I've got several colors of green tapestry yarn to do the stems, and floss to do more delicate stems. Yeah, I've got quite the array of stuff I've been accumulating for this vision that I have in my head. And the fabric came from a tablecloth that I bought. It was like a 70s tablecloth that I bought, I don't know, early on, so it had to have been a good 15, 20 years ago.
What do you still need for it?
I'm not sure yet. That's what I'm saying. I've got to get all the stuff together out of my
She's
needlework
got to
cabinet
look at
and
it.
out of my jewelry stash. Yeah, and lay it all out and see if I've got enough for what I want to do, or if I'm, you know, like missing certain colors of flowers, or you know, whatever. I've got to get it all together, because the stuff in my needlework cabinet, I haven't seen since I moved that stuff in there like over 8 years ago. Yes,
Well,
I did,
girl,
Jessica.
cracking.
Huh?
So get cracking. Hello.
Well, I'm waiting to get this pain management under control so that I can go at it. You know, if I can get the stuff together, then the fabric that I'm going to use, I actually have a frame, a large, you know, like fold up game table thing type quilt frame that I can snap it into place and do the stitching. Because some of that size with that dimension, you're not going to be able to move it around in a hoop. Once I start putting flowers on, once I start putting the flowers on and stuff, it ain't going to snap into a hoop anymore. So, but to do the stem work and stuff, I can snap it into that quilt framing or quilting frame, and be able to have a larger space exposed and not have to try to hold a huge hoop, which my hand would give out pretty quickly on. That gives both hands free, so I can have a hand under and hand over to, do the needle, and much like hand quilting, except it'll be embroidery. And start adding flowers, and that one side where the flowers are being fed off of the edge of the frame, I just won't snap that side anymore. And if it wants to sag or anything, this thing is big enough that I could tuck a yardstick under that side to help keep it up, and use magnets on that. I've got a metal one, and then just feed it over. Yeah, I've been planning this, buying the quilt frame and everything to do this. I caught that at a church rummage sale. One of those quilting frames that they want $200-300 for. I paid $10 at a church rummage sale, like new.
Wow.
And I waited a very long time for it up. I just bought that here probably about 5-6 years ago.
That's where to get things, like church rummage sales and places. Yep.
We needed a new vent hood on our stove, our oven, or whatever, because the one that was there was nasty, and the motor was gone on the vent and stuff. And they wanted like $50-60. Could have been even more. I just don't remember now. Online to buy one. And we didn't have the resources, and so I just kind of put out a call into the ether. This is kind of what I need. Can you help me find one? Church rummage sale.
Awesome.
Yeah, $5, brand new in the box, from the 1970s, never used, or from the 1990s. I'm sorry. Never used, still new in box, and the exact color we needed. So installed it, and we now have a lighted vent hood on our stove that works. So
Oh, come on. Darn thing's being a pain.
But I opened the box there and stuff, or they have it open. I confirmed that it was new in box, before I bought it. I didn't want it to be some nasty, disgusting one. That, didn't need another one of those. Already had one, thank you. But this was brand new.
No.
And this trailer was built in the 90s. So having a 90s one, and it was the exact same size, perfect fit, everything. Brand new. Same color. Worked perfect. Still is working perfect.
I love when you hit those kind of scores.
Yeah. I knew how to install it and wire it, and everything, so that wasn't a problem. And Sis and I, one weekend, we tackled it, because you have to have hands to hold it up while you're wiring it.
Yep.
And it was either that, or I was going to have to dig out the 2x4s and make a jig, T-stand. Which, they're handy, but I tend to bump them with my foot and knock them off, and create chaos. they're kind of a pain in the butt for me, but I'll use them when I need to. But yeah, more often than not, I hit it with my foot. I mean, I know it's there. I'm being mindful of it, but yeah, it just never fails. I'll spin around to grab a tool or something off of my cart and smack. Here it comes. But yes, I did clean it up, Jessica. I remember I needed to do some touch paint on it. It's in my work in progress, you know, for future project tote. So something I needed to do to it. Maybe I was just gonna change the chain, I don't remember. But it's in there to get worked on. Just haven't been able to do it here. But yeah, it washed up nicely. I've got several projects that need modification or a new chain or some paint or that kind of thing, that are bagged up and put in a container to pluck at as I can. I don't have the work surface really to lay that stuff out and be able to lay out the bead trays or whatever I need to do, and so they're put on hold until I get my crap together, and I will have a huge table to lay stuff out on. I could have 3 or 4 of my big Plano trays opened up and, you know, around me, and still have my workspace in front of me, and because that table is huge. It's got a great big old leaf, like a 24-inch leaf or something. And yeah, I'm gonna have it full size. And I'll be able to set my computer up on there too, because that's actually closer to the main phone intake into the house, because it goes into my craft room, so I can hardwire over there with just a quick switch of a you know, phone cord doohickey, and then I can hardwire my computer there, which will increase the speed and stuff on it, because I'm here in the living room on Wi-Fi. I can't hardwire over here. That's the only phone outlet in the entire house that works, because I had it fixed. I want to get some others set up, but just haven't been able to work that out, because they want to stick you for them. And I know how to do them, but I've got to physically be able to do them. And with my back like it is, I can't do them right now. So, and when we first moved here and I got it set up, they'd only do one. And, you know, it's on my list of things to get done to the house that has gotten put on hold because of my back. So when my back blew, I was getting the landscaping done. And then was going to move in the winter and start working on the house. And I had done that. I'd gotten part of it started, but then a landscaping issue came up, so I went out and addressed that. That's when my spine blew, and yeah, the remodel, rework stuff here in the house got put on hold halfway through it with everything in disarray, and I haven't been able to put anything back, so it's been sitting half done for 3.5 years. But hopefully this fall and winter, I will be able to lock in on it and get her done. I'm not all done in the winter, but I'm going to get a part of it.
Well,
and I will keep at it. Yeah, I'm still limited. I still have to take breaks, and I still have bad pain days, and, you know, but my pace might be slower than it was, but, you know, it still will be a pace that's substantially faster than it is right now, which is, you know, like a turtle could beat me. So, yeah, I won't ever be the rabbit, but, you know, I could at least be, you know, a speedy land
how
turtle.
far are you getting there, Carol?
I'm doing all right. What?
Yeah, you get a rhythm going, and you get in your bubble, and yeah, you can make pretty good strides.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Dragonflies.
It says, I look up to the sky and I talk to you. What I wouldn't do, what I wouldn't give to have you talk back.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, dragonflies mean to me someone who's passed on.
Yeah. For me, it's butterflies.
Yeah.
Butterflies and
people-
cardinals.
Cardinals, yep.
Dragonflies only live one day.
What?
Dragonflies. They only live one day.
Yeah, that's
Seriously.
their life cycle is one day. Yep. One day. Now for Scarlet,
So
it's
you
white doves.
You got to make the best of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of that whole live each day like it could be your last. Yeah, for me, owls are my messengers. Good, bad, or in between. You know, they're not just death messengers. They're just messengers. Good, bad, or in between. And for me, they're my you know, to keep me centered and on pace, kind of thing. Kind of the enjoy the journey, you know, and don't focus on the end game. But they both act as messengers for me. Oh, I do that, Jessica. She calls Jake Anita or Anita Jake. Yeah, you can imagine with the passel of furries that I have, the names that I go through before I get the right one. Hello, Sherry. Welcome. Sherry Habing.
Hi, Sherry. How are you? Yeah, she's one of the crafting rooms.
Cool. I love crafters.
Hey,
I'd be
Sherry.
crafting too if my hands cooperated. But they're not cooperating right now, so hopefully soon.
I think she comes into Johnny's too.
She could, yeah. She's good. That's awesome.
So what's going on today with you, Sherry? Just coming to chill? Are you crafting behind the scenes? Doing other work?
Oh, Jessica, that mural tapestry thing that I got, that's hand stitched. That's not a machine stitched, that's hand stitched. I think it's huge. I think I'm gonna take the ruffle off of it and give it a proper edging. That ruffle's kind of annoying, kind of floppy. and turn it into a proper tapestry and have it put up in the fall because it's a fall harvest. Oh, and she's a cat too. Yep. Yep, I'm cat crazy. Rescue foster, currently raising 2 kittens. Have a total of 5. 3 cats, 2 kittens. Well, actually, one of them's still kind of kittenish. She's just a hair over a year old.
Okay, this is too annoying. Next.
She's growing up, but she's still very much teenager, even though she's a year old, because she's an alpha female, innate alpha female, and likes to be a little snot. She'll be laying there, all pretty and beautiful, and you walk by her. She reaches out just ever so delicately, kind of rubbernecks,
and then
chomps you
whack
right on the Achilles. Yeah.
Little stinker.
You know, and she's very, very delicate about it until the teeth hit. You know, she doesn't want you to know it's
Oh, I'm just gonna lick.
See, like, yeah, screech,
like,
lurch.
It's
yeah.
like it's like the owl licking the Tootsie Roll Pop. How many licks does it take? Lick, lick.
Crunch. Yeah. Yep, that's Esme. I'm just happy
Okay,
that
one's not getting built
she's
today.
thriving, because all 3 came to me as bottle babies in critical need. So they're all doing well. One is a little over a year old, one is about 4.5 months old, and one is about 3.5 months old now. So, and they were, well, Miles wasn't really a bottle baby. His eyes had already changed color, so he was at least 7 to 8 weeks old, but he was the size of about a 3 to 4 week old. He was tiny. He was very stunted, runt. Definitely wasn't getting the nourishment he should have got. And then he was dehydrated and thin and infested with fleas and highly anemic. So yeah, and flat out. He could barely raise his head. He was down for the count. He wouldn't have made it till morning. No way. But he's thriving and currently snoozing over here on the sofa beside me. In case you want to.
One's happy, huh?
Hi. He is calm right there.
Aww. Hey, pretty kitty.
That's little Miles. Jasmine's somewhere snoozing as well. And so is Esme. They're probably together because they've kind of partnered up. Esme mentored both of them. So they have developed some of her bad alpha habits. So yeah, they are getting taught otherwise. But yeah, he could sleep in the palm of my hand comfortably with nothing hanging, but yet his eyes were already golden. So he was at least 7 to 8 weeks old, which is, 7 weeks is kind of the average range that the eyes will just start changing color as we're fully changed. So he was at least 8 weeks old. But yeah, he was very, very tiny and very much in need. His mama actually brought him to me. So.
Yep, 9 of 11.
He's thriving now.
You have how many, Stacey?
I care for 11. I have 8 of my own, and my roommate has 3, but he's gone so much. I take care of them. So
Aww.
they're my babies.
I've had as many as 10, except for the couple of pregnant ones that I've had, but they didn't give birth with me. One of them wanted a farm home. She wanted a farm life. She did not want to be a house cat. So I found her that, and she had the babies a couple of days after, and they all were doing very well. And then the other was highly emaciated but pregnant stages and feline leukemia positive, which means the babies would not have survived. And the mom, because of her withered state, would not have survived. So we did have to abort that litter and save the mom. And she was with us for 5 years, she was a carrier. She never succumbed to it. She was just a carrier. But she died of a spindle cell sarcoma injection site cancer because they gave her a leukemia vaccine when she had leukemia. She died of cancer in that shot site because I kept track of when they got them, where they got them on their body. And yeah, that's where it happened. And yeah, she wasn't supposed to get one. They knew that. She was red flagged on her file. They gave it to her anyways. Just because they were trying to get a buck out of me. They didn't, because I refused to pay for it because I didn't order it. And they knew not to give it to her. So it was on them. And yeah, I was pretty curious about that. But anyways, she was with us and very much loved and cared for and recovered for 5 years before her life was taken, which is more than she had ever had in her life. You could tell that she'd had a lot of babies, was living on the streets, scrapping it, and not doing too well with it. So yeah, having a home where she was loved, which she was thrilled to be a house cat. She couldn't turn into a house cat fast enough. She absolutely loved it. She's, this is the life, and didn't have to worry about babies anymore. She was just able to be a house cat. So at least she left the world loved, very much loved, and in far better condition than she was when she entered our lives. But we enjoyed her while we had her with us, and like I've always said, when it's time for me to cross the veil, you better watch out, because there's going to be a critter stampede.
Mm-hmm.
All the animals that I've rescued or saved or whatever, wild or otherwise, yeah, stampede. Cats, dogs, gerbils, whatever. Wildlife. I don't know how many bunnies I've raised and released. Never did squirrels. Almost came close a couple times, but a baby squirrel would fall out of the tree nest, like during a thunderstorm or something. But we would put it back in the nest, and the mom would accept it, so I didn't have to raise it. So I never had raised squirrels, but I did rescue a couple. I didn't have to raise them. Yeah, we got ferals here in the park. I live in a mobile home park. And yeah, there's a lot of ferals. The 3 kittens that I've raised in the past year all came from moms in the park. Two were abandoned by mom. One because new mom couldn't handle her. That was Esme. She was tearing mom up, and mom just couldn't handle the pain anymore. She was just too aggressive on the milk. And mom abandoned her in the next door neighbor's front yard. So we raised her, and she's part of the family now. And Jasmine, her mom was taking care of them, moved them up under our mobile home. After getting startled when Sis opened the shed to get the mower out, we didn't know they were in there. So she moved them up under the house. Well, we've got some of that sheeting that they put on the underside of mobile homes. It's kind of like a heavy tarp stuff. A section of it was very tattered and dangling down, and this baby got caught up in it and was strangling. Well, mom had apparently left a day or two before and moved the litter and couldn't get her, so she left her behind. So we rescued her, and she survived. That was a late night rescue. I had to call Sis home from work to get up under her because we had a double wide, and I can't crawl up under because my shoulders are shredded. So, but rescued her. She's 4.5 months old now. She was about 3 weeks old when we got her. And then Miles, the mama, which is a sister to Jasmine's mom, brought her to us, help, because he was dying. And he's thriving now. We immediately rid of the fleas and reactivated his stomach and started getting him hydrated, and we gave him Capstar to kill off the fleas on him, and the rest of the kitties were due for treatment, so they got it, and then we did Capstar with him 3 days straight, and then 3 times a week, and then twice a week, then once a week. Now he's old enough for topical, so we've maintained the flea prevention just in case any popped off of him. We don't want to get an infestation. But we're just trying to prevent the inevitable. If you don't, jump on it and stay ahead of it. Because I don't like bugs in my house, fleas or otherwise. So yeah. Normally, where all of my cats are indoor, they don't go outside. Don't do flea treatment. Unless it's snitching, then we'll do a treatment. And during the heat of the summer, when the fleas are really heavy, we'll treat once a month. But if we're seeing signs, if we're not seeing signs, if it's one of those years where there's just not a lot of flea activity going on, which does happen, then we don't bother to treat. But we just keep watch on them, and if we start seeing itching that's not, dry skin or shed, anything like that, they can be resolved that way, then yeah, we'll flea treat it. And once a year I do dewormer, to keep their intestines healthy. Sometimes twice a year if need be. But yeah, can you tell? I love my critters. I can just
Funny
keep talking
wild
forever.
cat. Holy moly. She's got a whole colony.
Yeah,
down here.
Yeah, pretty much. Feral cats. The ones around here seem to be sub-feral. I think there's people in the park that feed them. We don't, because, you have cats hanging out, then, spray your door, and the inside ones, we have a male again now, so, yeah, I don't need him starting to spray the house, so we're not going to invite them in here. But I know there's plenty of people in the park that feed them, because they're not skinny. And you can tell they've been handled for the most part. I mean, some of them are kind of skittish, but yeah, a lot of them aren't. So somebody's befriending them and handling them and feeding them. I don't do outdoor cats. I prefer, if I'm going to own a cat, if I'm going to take stewardship of that animal, then they're going to be an indoor cat. Because we got a big road out here that cats succumb to. It's a truck route road, and we have rigs going by constantly. Plus, just a lot of it. But yeah, I do wish that there was some local organization that would step up and come in and do feral sterilization. They capture them, they sterilize them, clip their ear, put them back out. Let them live out their life, but not make any more. But unfortunately, there's too many people in this park that don't do anything, and when they move, they just put their cats out, and they're not fixed, and, you know, it would just start all over again. People just aren't responsible. Every animal I've ever owned has been fixed. Except for, you know, like maybe a mouse or something. But yeah, cats, dogs, they're always fixed. Always.
Dang it, I just found them earlier.
Threw it back in the bin. Now you gotta try to find it again in there.
There they are. And now I'm like, oh, where did I put
They're
them?
hiding from you again. That happens. When I'm getting a project together, I go through anything that even remotely looks like it could work. It goes into a tray. Tray goes on my table, and I lay stuff out, and, you know, yeah, even the remote
well,
channel
yeah, I put mine in a
might
bag.
work. Yeah.
That was the one thing I was looking for. I could not find it. And then I found it earlier, and now I can't find it.
It's hiding from you.
Because I didn't just turn around and put it directly in that bag. I should have.
Yeah. Shoulda, coulda, woulda's a crap thing. You gotta see me when I'm picking fabric. You think I'm anal retentive and wackadoodle when I'm picking beads? You gotta leave me picking fabric. I spend as much as a week just every day laying them out, looking at them, and, you know, testing this next to this, and, you know, da 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 da, and back and forth. It takes me forever to make my mind. And any of them would work. It's just not the look I want, you know. Yeah, very anal retentive about my picking of fabrics, beads, threads, you know, for that kind of thing. It's a process for me to get it together, but then once I got it together and I've made up my mind, then I'm good to go, and I just roll with it. I generally never change my mind midway or something on something. On occasion, it'll happen, you know, but not often. Usually once I've got it decided, it's good to go. And
Well, I'm more of an overabundant collector. I'll collect more than once as necessary.
Me too.
Different ways it could look and whatever, and then throw it out there and create it. You know, just my thing.
I've done that. Yeah, I do that. It's like, oh, I need some yellow and I need some red and I need some green. So yeah, I'll get like 10 of each, you know, and then I'll sit there and try to decide from those what I'm going to use. The rest of them just get put back in the stash.
Is the ice cubes made? You want to put them in a bag? Yeah, I thought there was one outside that I took out earlier. Huh? Oh, you did? All right. Oh, yeah.
I'll be right back, Stacey.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, God.
You got me too. I've got stuff to do. Looking good there. I'm getting bitted out there.
You're getting bitted?
Yeah, I'm going to get the thing and plug it in.
Yeah. They love you.
I don't know.
They love that Scottish blood.
Got a smaller one than that. Half the size.
Oh.
What? There's that red one on the top.
Okay. Now change your mind again. Don't make me kick the shit out of you. What? I left the tray out? Yeah. We bought ourselves a small countertop ice maker, and boy, is that thing cute.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah. In an
Because the
afternoon,
refrigerator ones break so damn fast.
Yeah.
Or something, and all the filters and this, that, and the left and the right, and they're
Yeah, when
expensive. I'm sure the filters
bought
for that
another-
aren't too bad. Have a clean out kind of filter.
Yes, up to the line. Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, we just bought another refrigerator, and I didn't care whether it had a ice maker on it or not, because they were such a pain in the ass hooking them up, and the lines kept breaking. That's what happened.
Mhm.
What, dear? Put the light on, you'll see up to here. No, it's inside the machine, where it just comes up and then curves. It'll say, fill here.
Like the coffee maker.
Like the coffee maker. You got that right, Steph. I mean, Stacy.
Not the first, won't be the last.
Who am I thinking of?
Well, only one Steph I know of in here. Other than that, it'd be somebody else you know out in the world.
Oh, Stephanie. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that. No, I.
Steph's
I don't
always
know
up by
what-
the shoe store is the only one I know.
Yeah. When we were on Ma's channel, was she on Restream?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. Because she pays for StreamYard.
StreamYard, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's nice having the music.
Well, StreamYard has
Very
music too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very relaxed.
It's where the banner and all that stuff is.
Ah,
Yeah, I like having the music.
yeah. I find it very relaxing.
Well, then you don't feel like you have to go crazy on keeping the chat entertained. Barry only has 2 cats.
Okay, I'm back.
Did you sneak out there, Willow?
No, she announced.
Yeah, I said I'd be right back. I had to
Oh.
potty.
I must
Unload,
have been
reload.
listening to hubby.
Could be.
Yeah, I was when talking with the hubby. Yeah, I got quite a few people who make pit stops in here, spend a little time just with the music in the background, just knowing they have company there if they do want to say something, and but they're doing their work or whatever, you know.
Yeah, resellers that are packing up packages to go out or people that are crafting. Yes, I know, Sable. You know how it works.
Like I had Esme on here yesterday with me. She's done like just popped up and talked to people on the live, but she's never actually done anything on a live other than talk.
Oh, well, that's cool.
So it was her first time doing that.
Yeah, the first timer can be odd or uncomfortable, but then they get the groove of it. Yeah, it's just hanging out.
Well, that's why she wanted to come in here, because it's a relaxing, like I said, it's an easy atmosphere, and it took her a little bit still, but she felt comfortable enough to come in and try it.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, she's
but then
been
once
on.
They do it, they realize just people.
She's been on live before, just not doing anything on it, like just talking, coming up on a panel to, like on Johnny's or whatever.
Yeah.
Talk about her channel and stuff. But she's never even done a live sale. All of her stuff is pre-recorded.
When I first found the whole live resale community and what have you, I never had any intentions of going on panel. And then a shutdown happened in 2020, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be cooped up. Go in there. You know, I had helped a couple of people with, you know, like typing stuff in the chat forum and stuff, but it was very frustrating. The lag delay, if you had a question or, you know, how much an item is, that kind of thing. And but this would be way easier if I was on panel. So, started going on panel. And now I won't mod without being on the panel. From the chat raises my blood pressure.
I don't mind it either way. I've done it more from the chat than as a mod than in
Yeah.
the actual stream.
That's how I started, but I knew right away it'd be too frustrating. So I asked to go on panel to cut through the lag, and it was so much more effective that, yeah, I rarely just type in the chat, and it's usually a rare circumstance, you know, like a benefit or something that they've got somebody already on panel calling, but they just need somebody to type the information in the chat. They're not a typer. For a benefit or something on occasion, I will do that. She knows how to bolt. No. Shoot, you're done. Yeah, but yeah, usually, yeah, I'm on panel. Because just from the chat, it's just super high anxiety for me. But
Well, I look at it the opposite way, because the people, you know, in the chat, it's live time. So it just, to me, makes more sense to be in the live time of what's going on in the video.
yeah.
That's one thing I mean, dislike about auctions. It's like they're going whatever, or they say, oh, I'm going to start counting down, and going 6, 5, and it's already ended in the chat. Like, wow, okay.
You were a big help, Willow, when we did our benefits and you modded.
I appreciate that. I help where I can.
Yeah.
it makes it easier. You know, if I don't hear, or I don't, you know, it sieves out of my brain when I'm typing up the info, I can ask and get it back right away. Get it in the chat so to get it started. If I have to wait and everybody else has to wait, then it increases the anxiety in the chat because everybody else is waiting too, you know. And
plus with lag and everything else,
yeah, for me it just cuts through the lag.
it's frustrating.
But say I'm interested in something and I'm modding, I don't do vocal dibs and it's gone before it even starts. No, I don't do that. I put the information in the chat, then I will place a bid if I'm interested, just like anybody else in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do dibs, you know, and 15 seconds later they find out, oh, that's beautiful. Oh, it's already gone because somebody on the panel took it. No, I won't do that. I keep it fair. You know, I'm not going to take advantage of just being on the panel. That's not what I'm there for. What I'm there for is the advantage, being able to keep the information moving and cutting through the lag for for the buyers and sellers.
You should be able to bid on it just as much as anybody else.
Yeah, I don't do verbal dibs before it's even reached YouTube. You know,
Yeah.
I put it in the chat and put a bid in the chat,
yeah,
just like
that's
anybody
fair.
else. Yeah. Because I've been places where they buy amongst each other more than people get an opportunity to buy in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't stick around for those. I find them annoying.
Yes,
I'm not
I've
going to
seen
do that.
I've seen that a lot, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And there are ones where you could tell that they'll wait until an item is passed, and then, you know, there's negotiations going on in the back room. Yeah. But
Yeah.
I've seen them, literally right on the screen go, no, that's coming to me. Okay, I guess that's going to what?
Mm-hmm.
I hope I never did that. If I did, please let me know.
Not that I'm aware of, but I've seen that. It's like, really? No, then why'd you even bother to, or why didn't you show me that? Why didn't you show me that before you put it out there? Didn't know it was my obligation to show you every item I'm selling before I put it out there in case you want it.
Yeah, I've seen that happen too. And if I was a seller, that would not happen. It would be showed to everybody at the same time.
Yeah, it's just strange
Some things,
to me.
things that you're not, chances of them being bought are pretty small. Stuff that just isn't really conducive. That I understand, but yeah, I always try to keep it fair, and people might get frustrated, that such and such's name came up in the chat first, but it shows first on theirs. Then they've got to learn about the whole YouTube thing where your comment comes up first. Once they refresh and see that, then they're like, oh yeah, okay, then they get it.
Mm-hmm.
Usually new people, they don't know all the glitches and quirks that can't be helped. It is what it is. And if there's a question,
so do you prefer
like
going by what shows up in YouTube or what shows up in StreamYard?
I generally go by YouTube.
See, that's the way I think it should be. That's the way I think it should be done, is YouTube, because that's what everybody who is refreshed and whatever sees. That's what they see.
Yeah.
Even though they could have been a hair of a second sooner than the other person in StreamYard.
Yeah.
They don't see that.
Well, what I do, I go by, but if StreamYard's coming up different, then I hand it to the channel owner or the seller, and it's their call. because to me, that's an administrative call. I'm not an administrator, I'm just a mod. So the administrator, aka channel owner, or somebody that they trust to work as an administrator on their channel, needs to make the final call, because it's not my channel. And when mods expect me to make those decisions, then I just tell them, well, I'm not the mod for you, because this is my parameters. Take it or leave it. I don't have to mod for you. I'm not gonna get butthurt if I don't. You know, it is what it is. Either I'm the mod for you or I'm not. These are my parameters. And mainly, it's keeping the boundary between administrator and mod. Keeping that line. I don't want to cross it. I don't want them to cross it. You know, I'm not picky, particularly. You know, it's pretty basic. It's just batteries, and you know, they're not difficult. They're pretty straightforward. But unfortunately, some people don't understand that. And they want you to do things that only the administrator should do, or, you know, and like I said, if there's a question, conflict, it's not my place to take care of that. You know, I'm calling the auction. I'm not the.
You do bring it to the attention of the.
Yeah, I
the
give
owner.
it to them, because they might not be aware that this is going on in the chat, or that StreamYard and YouTube saying two different things as to who's first. And that's why I give it to them and let them choose. The ones that are, oh, we'll just go with whatever. No, I won't. Whatever is, I handed it to you. It's your call.
Yep.
And when they try to put it back in my lap, I put it right back in theirs and I hold firm. Because it's not my decision. And from what I've heard feedback-wise from buyers and sellers, they appreciate that I set those boundaries and hold to them, and it fair. And, you know, I've had a lot of people, you know, they enjoy having me mod. I'm not locked in mod for anybody. You know, there's a couple people, elderly people, that I do mod for fairly frequently, aka once or twice a month. But for the most part, it's pretty random. You know, like Josie was having a bad day that day. You know, hey, do you want some help today? You know, her internet went down on her just when she got started. She was just discombobulated. Yeah. And she just needed an extra hand that day, you know, and I offered to do so. Just different things like that, or like a benefit, you know. But yeah, usually it's one or the other. It's a benefit, or it's somebody that's just having a bad day and could use an extra hand that day. Knowing that they're not going to get me permanently. Trust me, people try. Doesn't happen. You know. But, you know, I just help here and there when needed. But health-wise for me, being consistent, consistently being a mod for, you know, one or more channels on the regular, I can't do. I can't do that. My health just won't allow it. It breaks my health down, and it's precarious enough. They get nasty about it. Well, then get nasty. You're going to be fussing at yourself, because I'm out of here. And don't ask me to mod for you again, because that attitude, I don't mod. That's my choice, not theirs.
That's right.
The ones that are insanely disrespectful towards their mods. You know, you do them a favor, you go mod for them. I'm not asking for accolades. You know what, thank you is plenty. But yeah, they're like, well, I wanted you to mod on this day and you're not doing it. Well, yeah, that's true. But don't make me have to be the bad guy. I just can't do it. You know, or won't do it, depending on the circumstance. But when I do it, I give it my all, you know. Try to keep it professional and keep it fair, and, you know, it's what any mod should do. You know, there's good mods, there's good sellers, there's bad sellers, there's good buyers, there's bad buyers. That's just the state of things. That's just what it is. I try not to be a bad mod. You know, some people like what I do, some don't. That's okay. I don't have to mod for them. Like I said, not going to make me butthurt if I don't. You know, I enjoy doing it, love to help. But am I going to be put out, you know, if, well, like, oh, for example, here a few weeks back, Dawn was on vacation. Donnie didn't know if she'd be back for Sunday auction. I said, well, if you need me, let me know, you know. And tentatively, he was pretty much playing on it because he didn't think Dawn would be back, you know. So, yeah, there I was. And about an hour before the auction, Dawn was back. He notified me Dawn was back. She would be there. You know, thank you for being here, but you're not needed today. And I was like, cool, okay. And I was fine with that. You know, that didn't stop me from being in the
gave
chat
it a
ready to buy.
respect that as soon as he found out, he told you, instead of you just showing up and
Yeah,
to do
I
a job.
appreciated
And then,
that he communicated, you know.
mm-hmm.
And
Because I'm sure that
you know,
happens too.
And, oh yeah, I've had that happen. I show up and there's 2 mods there, or 3 mods there even. Because they were like lining everybody else up in hopes somebody showed up. But then everybody showed up, you know. I'm not going to be hurt if you don't need me, but just let me know ahead of time. I don't like those situations. They're weird, they're awkward. You know, you got 3 mods on panel, you only need 1, and, you know, they're him-hawing, picking and choosing. Usually with those, I'm like, okay, well, you're covered. I'm going to go to the chat. I'll see you there, and I'll enjoy the show. I back out. So if they had me as first pick, ain't happening. You know? Because usually the 1 or 2 others that are there are the one that is more consistently their mod. You know, I'm not going to step on toes. I'm not going to try to usurp them or anything like that, you know.
Right.
You got your purse all good. I'll see you in the chat, you know, and I bow out. I'm fine with that. I have no problem with it, one way or the other. You know, like I said, I'm not going to get butthurt if I don't mod for them that day or something. You know, I'm just offering to help. That doesn't mean they have to take it. It's just an offer. You know, it's not going to wound me in any way if they don't me. You know, that's fine. People get butthurt about the strangest things, and I've seen it happen with mods. You know, well, I use the mod here, but the person wants me to stay. No, I just bow out. I ain't getting into that. I ain't starting that drama. It's not necessary, you know. I respect the mods. I respect the buyers. I respect the sellers.
Not worth the aggravation.
Exactly. And yeah, I'm not going to step on toes or try to usurp somebody or something like that. That, you know, it's not, you know, I appreciate that the mods are respected by the sellers, you know. I'm not going to come on a mod and be put down on and, you know, picked at, you know, that passive aggressive stuff. No, I'm not going with that. If they start that, you know, I bow out and they don't have a mod. That'll teach them a lesson. They asked me later why I left. You were disrespecting me. You were cutting me down. Creating drama. I don't do drama in any way, shape, or form. And if that's the way you're going to be, then you're going to be by yourself, because I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be submitted to that or subjected to that. Yeah, there we go. I've pretty much any situation that could arise, I've been there at this point. And yeah, I don't do that stuff. You know, oh, such and such is better, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. You know, if you're not wounding me with it, you know. Yeah. If their brain works better and they can organize better, whatever, great. You know that what you're getting from me is help, but human error. You know, it's gonna happen. I'm not perfect. Health-wise,
None
definitely
of us
not.
are.
But I do the best I can, and I try to keep it fair and honest. If I make a mistake, I admit it. You know, it's a mistake. It happens.
Yep.
I own up. I own up to it. Oops, I missed that bid. You know, my apologies. Let me straighten it out. I will go back, and I will straighten it out. You know, if I have to stop the off for a moment or two to do so, I will do so. To make it right. To keep it fair. You know, I own up to it. I don't have a problem with that. I'm only human. I make mistakes. I know that. You know, I'm not gonna just ignore it and, you know, show distrust and stuff, you know, develop distrust with people and stuff because I made an error and missed a bid, you know. It happens. It happens to everybody. Everybody at some point has to go back and look and, oh yes, such and such was the first one. My apologies, you know. It happens. Happens with mods, happens with the channels, the owners, the sellers, whatever. It happens. We're human. We're all fallible. But, yeah, I don't do the drama in any way, shape, or form. I avoid it like the plague. And, yeah, it is what it is. But I just try to help. It's just my way of giving back to the community and, you know, doing my whatever duty, you know, as an individual, as a human being. You know, I can't go help the city plant flowers or, you know, such and such organization do this or do that. I physically can't do that stuff anymore. But this I can do to help, you know. I just enjoy it. I enjoy the interaction. I enjoy the comedy. You know, it's fun. It's fun to hang out on a panel, you know, call an auction and cut up and, you know, just interact.
That's one thing I have to say about you, Willow, is you're very witty.
Yeah, when my wits are working, that is.
You're so
Someday
witty.
somebody will drop a dead panner and I'm like, what? It takes me a minute to catch up to it because my brain just ain't working. But yeah, other days, yeah, I can
Oh
get
no,
going.
you're usually right on target.
I have my moments. There's other times I'm hanging onto the target for dear life, you know, like a kitten hanging off a limb, you know, one of those images. Because yeah, it's just one of those days. But hey, Stacey's apparently enjoying that visual.
I've been there that many times. Oh crud!
Mm-hmm.
All right, how do
We
I
all
fix
have.
this? How do I get out of this? Why did I put myself in this position? Yeah.
Yeah, but from those you learn and you refine.
It is on.
And hopefully not end up there again in the exact same situation. You know.
Light the candle.
I don't know. I just enjoy hanging out and enjoy visiting, and you know, even like today, I can't craft with y'all, but I can yak. I can feel dead air. That gives you guys the opportunity to go deeper into your bubbles, your crafty bubbles. Oh, and I heard from Tina, she was getting her something to eat and what have you, and yeah, it sounds like food coma's gonna get her. So she's probably not gonna be in unless she gets another bout of energy. But she's lurking. So. She just hasn't been typing because she's been eating, and now she's fighting food coma. I can relate.
I had a feeling that might happen. I had a feeling that might happen to like she was about done.
Yeah. I have days where, boy, afternoon or early evening hits, and I just cannot keep my eyes open. And I end up dozing here on the sofa. And cats will wake me up for a second and doze right back off, and I'm just not with it and barely stay
I took a
conscious.
nap this afternoon.
I probably will here at some point because I slept under 2 hours last night. I didn't get to bed till like 9. And
Steve gave me a haircut, and I gave him a haircut. And just the standing and being up, I was awake.
yeah,
I get tired very
Yeah.
easily since I've been healing.
Oh, your body's
realize.
and
working.
you just keep healing and you take it.
Yep, your body's working to try to heal, and you don't
Yeah.
All the
realize how
things you would energy it took you to do things until you're spending your energy elsewhere.
you're what?
You don't realize how much energy it took you to do certain things until you're dispensing, your body's dispensing its energy somewhere else.
Yep.
And you're like, man, I couldn't have stand there. Even with my bum knee, I stood there and whatever. And I didn't get this wiped out. I might have had a little pain, but I wasn't wiped out. But your body's overall tired because it's trying to heal.
After the surgery, it was like your body went towards healing, and you don't realize.
And zaps you.
Yeah, it zaps you.
And then it just gradually builds back up over time as you heal, and the body needs less for healing, and you start getting more back to do.
All the other crap. Oops.
We have a
stuff.
Yeah.
We have a family wedding coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Connecticut. And my niece from Boston just texted me and said, "Oh, Auntie, I want to catch up with you before the wedding, so we can chit chat." And I said to her this afternoon, "Well, Auntie's sorry, but Auntie's laying down. Auntie needs to listen to her body and take a nap." So she just texted and said, "Can you do it now?" And I said, "How about at 7 o'clock?"
Yeah. I deal with that on the regular. I mean, I do get emails and Facebook messages fairly regularly of people, can you mod for me on this night or this, day or whatever. And, I have to go on how I'm healing. I have to go on, medical schedule, my sleep schedule, whatever it is at the time, because it moves around. Now that I'm done raising babies, I'm up all night and going to bed after the sun's up. And like today, I went to bed, it was after 9. Woke up a little before 11 because Miles
This
decided
morning?
to try to. Yes,
You were up all night.
Miles decided to. Yes, Miles
God.
decided to wake me up. Yeah, I've had about an hour and a half-ish sleep. So yeah, probably
Wow.
this evening I'm gonna be a dozy chick, or I might just go lay down and spread out and get some sleep.
Dosey do,
My
huh?
my hours are shifting back. I'm normally a night owl. I'm normally up all night. But I had to do the day schedule with the munchkins.
Well,
I
you have a
got
2, 4, 6 hour schedule. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got Jackie to where she was free roam in the house, didn't need to be crated at night. And we'd put the crate down, put everything up. House was back to normal. It lasted 3 days. And here come Miles. Back the crate went up. Back the, setting everything up for, a baby. And I'm not talking a little crate. I'm talking a big dog crate that's got a litter box and everything in it. Food, water. So I can at least get a few hours sleep here and there. I can crate them and go lay down. Because sleeping on the sofa all the time, it's a lot of pressure on my spine and it amps my pain up substantially. But for the first week of them entering my life, I don't see my bed. I doze when I can on the sofa. Until they're stabilized and, back, on track to a certain degree. to where they can be crated for a few hours at a time and they don't need fed every 2 hours, you know, or need to be held because they're not retaining their body heat, to the point that even putting a warm bottle by them isn't conducive. They need skin to skin. Yeah, I don't sleep then. I doze, you know, 15 minutes here, 10 minutes there when they doze on me. Otherwise, yeah, that's what we're doing. And usually it's about the first week. When a bottle baby comes in, it's about the first week to get them stabilized and out of the critical zone that they're in, and to get them on a schedule that isn't a starvation schedule, to where they can do, you know, 4 or 5 hours. Just depends on how small they are and how critical they are. But yeah, it's usually at least a week. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, wow, Stacey.
She has such a good eye.
Awesome. Wow. Good job.
And the
Beautiful.
crocheting is a purple.
That's a
Yeah, she puts
crochet chain?
Yeah, she puts
Yeah.
crocheted chains on everything.
Oh, wow.
I have very few
Softer.
pieces that I have chains on. Softer, more lightweight. Doesn't catch your hair, kink up, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The crochet chain, but it still has, you know, lobster claw or some sort of closure on it. You know.
Yeah, she does a full fashion on them and everything. She's really good at what she does. Integrating her crochet
I know.
and her jewelry making.
I got quite a few of her earrings.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, Stace?
Yes, she did.
Yep.
Yeah, she helped me back out way back when in the beginning.
That's cool.
And
Hello,
purchased
Cindy Turner. Welcome.
a bunch of them. Hi, Cindy. How are you,
Hi,
honey?
Cindy. Yeah, I've got them right here. Every once in a while, I look at them and think, do I want to part with these yet?
Yeah. Well, shoot, I was showing her, and then she was showing, the first time she showed him, was it your sister-in-law? Who the heck was it? Was like, you giving me the piggies and
Oh, the girl I work for?
oh, is that who that was? It was somebody. It was just like,
Jean?
you know, those are coming to my. The piggies and something else. I can't remember. There were two of them. She was like, you know, those are coming to me. It's too cute.
Yeah, but that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Because you sell your
Another
wares and
lady
that
that-
gives you the resources to buy more goodies to make more.
Yeah, I mean, part of it's gonna go toward paying some little bit of credit card debt I have. I'm not too crazy on it, you know, a little bit of credit card debt. And the other part keeps me crafting.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, selling bits, it gives you the resources to resupply.
Yeah, that'd be some.
Man, I'm just absolutely itching to craft. I'm sitting here just fidgeting like, oh, I want to create something, but my hands won't cooperate. It's
I'm gonna talk
maddening.
about vintage.
Ooh. Oh,
Wow.
yeah, that goes back.
I got this whole lot from Crochet of all this
Oh,
vintage.
yeah. Amber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all this finished thread for two decent sized boxes of them. Not all of them were vintage, but there were quite a few.
Yeah.
for, I think it was $20. I mean, she was just trying to get rid. I mean, it was like some crazy, ridiculous price. I'm like,
Yeah, she just wanted to offload. Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah, I love deals
so
like that.
as I use these up, it may happen sooner. I may just get in here and just do it, figure it out. But I'm thinking about trying a junk journal out eventually, but utilizing these labels and
Yeah, keep
the
labels.
vintage.
Yeah.
Make photocopies of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, utilize the copies of them in the books.
Yeah, use them as
Using these
use
labels.
those to create Yeah, do master sheets that you can print out. Yeah. Keep the originals for your masters.
Because they would be old enough to be able to be guys, because these places aren't even in existence anymore and haven't been for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I've got a small stash
People
of various
always
labels
think you
off
can
of things.
you can just do whatever you use whatever you want. People don't realize, and that's not the case. You gotta be careful what you're selling people in a book, even in the book. Images or labeling or company names or all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I didn't think about that stuff early on in my life. I'd have a
Seen it
huge
many-
stash of that stuff. But
I've seen it. I've seen a few journals that were made, and I know.
yeah, I've been thinking
You know.
about doing some kind of junk journal too. But again, it's one of those things that I've got to get my craft room set up so I've got room to work. I mean, I've got stuff. I could do a cat journal. I've got a whole bunch of like cat stamps and images and, you know, I got a lot of cat stuff.
Really?
Of course, I can embroider stuff and.
I would have never guessed. A lot of cat stuff.
No way,
crap ton of
Willow.
cats. And owls. I don't have as many turtles. Turtles are harder to get. But I do have some.
No. You know who got all the turtles? Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Which Robin?
Robin got because she said
Oh,
Robin,
okay. Yep.
Tania, that group over there.
Yep.
The girl that works with does the Good News show with Victoria in the evening once a week or whatever. Yeah. He's a turtle collector. And there's somebody else too that collects. Is it Lisa Raven that does turtles?
I don't know. There's a few people that do turtles, a few people that do owls.
And then hummingbirds. There's a couple of
Josie
people that do.
loves humming.
Well, there's a couple of people. And she said that. Anything C involved. A couple of those. Yeah.
Well, ladies, I'm going to love you and leave you before my niece calls.
Yes, ma'am. I figured as much when you said
great.
7 o'clock.
Thank you for
Well-
allowing me in.
You're more than welcome, Carol. Anytime I'm on, you're more than welcome to come chill and
Thank
hang
you.
out. And
This was really nice to just relax and enjoy.
that's what this is. No stress to put on a show. No stress to
Yep.
Excuse me.
have a full-on involved conversation with the chat.
Yep. It was nice. Thank you. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Okay,
Bye,
Carol.
Willow. Bye. Bye,
Honey, take
everyone. in the
care.
chat.
I'm so glad you are feeling better.
I am. That's why I had to get rid
You
of
could
everything
tell.
out of my life and concentrate.
Yeah, just
You can tell
Yep.
her face from the first time she came on from now. It's like an even better Carol.
Yeah.
Than pre.
Oh, thank you.
I'm serious. Your glow and everything is amazing now
Yeah.
because you're not dealing with that pain there. Like
No,
that,
and
like
I'm
it
not
was.
on any prescription meds. I'm just on
Right.
Advil, acetaminophen, and aspirin.
Which I'm glad you were smart enough to do, because a lot of people aren't. I'm one of
Oh,
the
yeah.
people that they want to give me. I'm like, no, don't even prescribe
I
it.
didn't
I
like the
don't
way
need
that it
it.
made me feel.
Yeah.
And even a few days after, I could feel like the effects of it. And I said, I can't
Yeah.
do this. I'm glad I
You
got.
slowly
I'm
feel
getting
the
it
fog
out of my system.
lifting as it left your body. Yeah.
Yep. I was feeling that polarity pull, and I'm like, no, I can't do this. I'm going to have to suffer with this pain. If I'm going to get any better, I'm going to do it the right way.
Yeah.
God let you feel
That's the way I
pain for a
was.
That's my
right.
philosophy on it. That is my philosophy on it.
I say no pain, no gain.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very
And that's
true.
why I
That
don't use
is even-
narcotics now.
I don't either. I have to literally,
All
I mean,
right,
if it's
ladies.
bad to the
Thank
point
you.
where I need something like that, I basically have to take a trip to the emergency room. And it's 2 milligrams of morphine, 2, and the lowest recommended dosage they give you is 4. Just
No,
to
I
take
feel
the
like it's
edge
now.
and stop the
chicken
pain
in it.
cycle,
Yeah.
and that's it.
It's a break in the
Have
cycle.
maybe 2 or 3 times a year, maybe.
I can't do morphine. Me and morphine don't get along.
Well, me and the other
Hi,
stuff
Carol.
they give you don't get along.
Good night.
Night.
Yeah, last time I had to go to the ER, I sprained my back rescuing Jasmine. And it got so bad that, I had to go to the ER. And they gave me a dose of
I
fentanyl.
allowed it. Oh, yeah.
It worked in my system, though. I can't do like hydrocodone. I can't do morphine. That worked. Then they tried to top it with a dose of muscle relaxer, and I only allowed them to give me half of the dose. Because as soon as I started feeling the disconnect in my brain, I was like, nope, stop. And I told her when she put that thing in, I said, yeah, we're going to stop when I say stop. Do you agree? If not, you might as well not even go there. Yes, I agree. So that's what we did. And yeah, it wasn't even quite half. And I told her, I said, yep, done. I'm already starting to feel it. Good. Stop.
Oh yeah, unless they look at my record and it's just somebody who hasn't seen me before, because I'm an unusual case, so I kind of stick out in people's brains, even though they don't see me often.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
That when they
I'm hypersensitive to meds.
see me and don't know, and they're like, okay, I'm going to order pain meds for you, and I have to remind them, please order 2 milligrams, not 4. And they look at me kind of funny initially. I said, yeah, I know it's half the dose. Oh, okay. Then they go look at the record and they figure out that I know what the heck I'm talking about. And that's what I do. I don't sit there. I'm not seeking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not there seeking. I don't want to be there. I don't want to have to do that. I do have a prescription for T3, Tylenol 3. I get a 1-week supply and it lasts me over a year. Because I only take a half a pill for a dose, not the 1 or 2 that they recommend. And I only do it as absolute last resort. But with that, I had taken that, and 4 hours later, I'd felt nothing. It just was not effective. And that's why I had Sis take me to the ER. I wasn't going to increase the dose because I knew it wouldn't be any more effective, other than just to knock me out, and then, I'd be stuck in bed. Wouldn't be able to get up at that point because my back was so knotted up that, I'd be stuck in bed. I just knew the direction that it would go if I went that route.
The whole point is to make you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'd never had that before. I was skeptical from things that I'd heard. But I gave it a try because I couldn't take the morphine. I couldn't take like hydrocodone or any of that. I have major reactions with those. And I asked, is this in the same family of drugs? Where does it land, before they even went there. And, they said that it was an entirely different family. And I said, we'll try, but we're going to go slow. If I tell you to stop, stop. And we did okay with the fentanyl. But the muscle relaxer, yeah, we didn't even get halfway through, and I was like, oh, yep, stop, done. My brain's, I feel like my head's spinning off my shoulders, so, you know, time to stop. And you know, we were waiting on like radiographs and, you know, stuff like that. And I dozed. I told him, I said, I'm probably going to just lay down and doze, you know, just wake me up when they come in. And they did. And they were like, yeah, you just knocked right out. And I was like, yeah, I told you. I said, we probably didn't need to do the full dose of fentanyl. I think half probably would have done the job. But, you know, first time, you don't know. But I did have them administer it slow. In case I started getting the disconnect, you know, I could stop them. But, yeah, I don't like doing
automatic,
that stuff.
automatic nausea if it's not morphine. I mean,
yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
if
just
it's
even
not
think
gonna
about
agree with
putting
me,
it in my vein.
Yeah, my guts start rolling.
I'm done. They're handing me a bucket before they're even thinking about pushing the thing again. So that's the only thing my system can tolerate when it comes to that kinds of medication.
Yeah, if
Because
a
even when I
medication
was
is not agreeing,
hospitalized,
my guts
always
immediately
like,
roll.
you know, you got painkillers available. Yeah, I know. Don't need it. You having any pain? No, I have pain. But it's on a level I can manage without a painkiller. Well, why would you want to manage pain when you cannot be? I'd rather feel it, know my limit, feel it, and overdo myself. Oh, well, that kind of makes sense. Oh, okay.
Yeah, once I make them aware also, they know, listen to me because I know my body. And yes, I'm hypersensitive to medications, so, you know, we take a gentle approach. And if they aren't going to do that, then yeah, call somebody else, because yeah, you ain't touching me. You know, if they start copping attitude, then yeah, I back them down pretty quick.
Yeah, no.
You have to for your own protection, you know, you don't want to end up,
Yeah,
you know.
I always, when I started on this, I'm glad I have the brain I have. When I started on my medical journey, I'll tell you, I couldn't imagine somebody, an elderly person, trying to navigate all this nonsense. I just can't imagine how they do it.
Yeah, you have to have an advocate. If you can't advocate for yourself, you've got to have a good advocate. I was a caregiver for over 30 years. I cared for both of my parents, and I also worked outside the family, worked in a rest home. I did in-home health care. You know, I learned a lot, and that knowledge has served me so well throughout my life, and especially now, having to advocate for myself, you know, having that awareness and that knowledge and that wisdom and experience with the way that the medical realm has changed over the past 10, 20 years. Major shift into the career column instead of the calling column. I mean, it had already shifted by then, but major change up, you know. It kind of went severe career and not so much the humanity calling part anymore.
Right.
And being able to adapt and navigate that and get the treatment that is needed without, you know, and avoid the drama as much as possible is huge. I don't like the drama part. I don't want to have to get in their face. Nowadays, you know, they'll just nail you for assault or something. Back in the day when I was taking care of my dad, yeah, there was a lot of times that a doctor ended up against the wall with his feet dangling, wondering what just happened. You know, with you better listen and listen good right now, because this could change, and not in a good way.
Right.
Then they listen, and you set them back down, and you give them their collar back, and yeah, they sit down, they listen at that point because they figured out you're serious. You know, no, this isn't mood aggression. This is you're not listening, and this is critical. That action saved my father twice. because they were trying to give him medications that would have killed him. That's why I was so aggressive. When I say I advocated. Yeah, turned bouncer for here to get it through their heads that you better listen. And it was critical. Both of my parents, I saved their lives by advocating aggressively when need be. And I don't do it lightly. It has to reach a certain point before I will go there. I try to avoid going there at all costs. But if they force it in that direction, then they force it out of me. And they generally don't like what they see. And if they ever encounter me again, they don't even go there. They don't even try. They listen, they know, they don't forget. I make sure it's memorable enough that they know when I'm walking in the door and I've got a patient that I'm advocating for that, don't screw with me, because it ain't gonna go well. And usually in these small hospitals, word gets around, it's like, hey, that's that chick,
Even in big hospitals.
She knows what she's talking about.
Hell yeah. A lot of these nurses, especially, they know me.
Yeah.
And not only from my own experiences, but from my former roommates' experiences. And because I advocated for her. And they know I don't mess around. I know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm not making it up out of my head. I've done the research before I even walked in the door to say anything to you about it. So, you know
what you're talking about. You're not just
baloney,
bluster.
right.
You're not,
Right. You can't fill my head with double talk baloney. I already know. So, do it like I'm saying to do it now.
Yeah, because you know your patient. You know the best way that's going to work for them to make it most efficient and expedient.
Well, they kept wanting to keep her isolated and knocked out. I said, listen, he's a passive lady. You tell her, don't move around in that bed. She won't move around in that bed. Trust me. She does not need to be sedated this many days because she had a really big hernia surgery. That she does not need to be sedated this many days.
Yeah.
It took, after I said that to him on the second day, third morning, they tried to get her off the ventilator, couldn't get her off the ventilator. They tried again that evening. She was off the ventilator a couple hours. She had to go back on and breathe.
Yeah.
So later, another 6 or 8 hours or whatever, they tried again, and finally they got her off the ventilator. Because I told them, I said, listen, she's a big girl. I said, she's a heavy woman. She's laying in this bed, and the longer she's on that ventilator, the harder it's going to be for her to get off.
Yeah.
Oh, she'll be fine. Listen, I'm not playing this game. I want her off the ventilator, hence why they started trying to get her off the ventilator.
Yeah.
I finally got off the ventilator. She didn't recognize who I was. Her brain was already getting affected.
Yeah.
And it took her a good day and a half, because I go a couple of times a day over to the hospital to see her. When I walked in the door for her to finally say, "Oh, Stacey, thanks for coming in to see me." I said, well, I've been here every day the whole time, a couple times a day. Have you? Yeah, it took her a few days, almost 2 days, to wake up out of the brain fog coma they had her in.
Yeah.
And if
I
she
went
would
through
have
that
stayed
with
on
both of my parents.
longer, I can't even imagine if she would have, because they would have had her on there for a long time, if the way that I was seeing things happening. And so I was like, no, we're not playing this. Let's go. Move it along. She had insurance.
Yeah, my dad
you
had
understand what I mean?
aortic. Yeah, I get it totally. My dad had an
Mhm.
aortic femoral bypass. Basically cut from the sternum to the
Mhm.
pelvic bone, and then 9 inches down each leg.
Oof.
He kept pulling up wires and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I realized, he was having a histamine reaction to the anesthesia like I do. And I said, give him antihistamine. And they were like, well, what does he need that for? And I said, him pulling on wires and stuff like that, he's itching. He's not intending to, not trying to escape. He's itching. He's having a histamine reaction to the anesthesia and the morphine. I do the same. I said, give him antihistamine and he will settle down. And they were like, you gotta be kidding me. And I'm like, no, I'm not kidding you. Give him an antihistamine. Preferably diphenhydramine. That works the best for him. And so they dosed him with diphenhydramine. He settled right down. And they were like, how do you know? And I'm like, because I know our bodies. I've been caring for him, forever. I know what he's sensitive to. I made you guys aware pre-op. Apparently, lost the memo. And yeah, he settled right down. Mom, she had open heart surgery. And when she came out of it, she wasn't on a ventilator or anything like that. She was totally disconnected. But she wasn't there. And I said, she has rapid dementia with situations like this because of sensory deprivation.
Right.
She couldn't hardly hear. She couldn't see. She was born legally deaf. So she had sensory deprivation from birth. So she would go off, disconnect anytime she was uncomfortable medically. And what I did was my sister went there. I was recovering from surgery myself. I couldn't travel at the time. She went 50 miles away where the hospital was, where Mom was at, and stayed with her a couple of days in the hospital. And I had her put on channels on the TV that Mom was familiar with the sound, aka she loved the weather channel. So we put the weather channel on, and I had her talk to her using her strong voice to where it was grating and annoying. And the reason that I did that was because it would bring her back, because Mom's instant response to that was a shut up mode. And I knew that she would be chomping at the bit to say that would come back to do it. That's what happened. 2 days later, she was fully back, 100%. And the third day, I traveled, even though I shouldn't have, to go bring her home. And yeah, it they didn't know what to do with her. They didn't know what to do with my dad. They were calling me at 3 o'clock in the morning. He's trying to sell the chair in the room. What do we do? He was trapped in the 50s and 60s when he worked at a filling station, and I, just tell him this. And Mom and I would discuss, because I wasn't here then. I was going on memory, and she was going on memory, but her memory with it was closer than mine because I was, young. But, and we'd tell the nurse, 3 o'clock in the morning, tell him this, repeat it to him like 3 different times, and he'll catch on and settle down. So they would, and he did. And they were like, how did you know that? And I'm like, I got Mom here. And between us, we came up with it, and it worked. Who cares? It worked. Because he was trying to get up out of bed. He was, pulling wires and stuff that he was trying to escape.
Right.
Because, yeah, he was a barterer, Dad was. And yeah, he would try to stay in the room. Strange things come out of people with anesthesia. But, they'd call me the next night, 2 o'clock in the morning. He's trying to make sure the cigarettes are inventory. We'll tell him Melvin already did it, which was the guy he worked with, was best friends with. He already took care of it. Make sure you repeat it at least 3 times. Loud and clear, so he understands it, and he'll settle down. And yep, he settled down. And when it was all said and done, and I was going in a couple of times a day, If anybody entered his room, he would get agitated. So I would peek in, check on him, and check his record, his medical file that they would have, you know, on a table just outside the door of the ICU ward he was in. And a couple of nurses that weren't familiar with me, like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be in that. And I'm like, yes, I am. Closed the flap, and on the cover said, such and such has permission to look at this at leisure. And I pulled out my driver's license and I said, guess who such and such is? Back off. I said, it's either that or I go in and address him myself, and it's going to agitate him, and we know how that's going to go. That's why we set this up. You know, and they would be like, oh, I'm so sorry, you know. I'm like, just go back to the nurse's station. If I have questions about anything in the file, I will come ask you. But for the most part, I know exactly what it says. You know, been there, done that. You understand this? And I'm like, yes, I do. If I have any questions, I will come ask. But chances are I won't. Because I can read
I
it
just
and
love telling doctors, talk to me like you talk to a colleague. When I don't understand something, I'll let you know.
Yeah, that's what I've done
What do you mean?
for years.
They talk to me like you talk to a colleague. And they'll start talking. I'm like, okay, yeah. Okay, so you're going to do this, right? They would go, oh, yeah. And this procedure, yeah. I said, okay, keep going.
And when
Because
you
I
talk to
wound up-
them, talking doc speak. You know, you're not talking, oh, well, they're going to do this, whatever they call it. You know, you're like, well, they're going to do specifically this in doc speak. Yeah,
Right.
I'm the same way.
Laparoscopic surgery to get my appendix out or my gallbladder out.
Yeah.
Not that, oh, they're going to make a little,
laparoscopic.
dig that thing out.
Yeah, laparoscopic appendectomy. Yeah.
Appendectomy, and I can't remember right now off the top of my head the terminology for the gallbladder.
Yeah.
But
you know what I'm talking about, though. You go go to doc speak. You use their terminology instead of a layman's reference to it. And when you talk that way, they talk back. They go into colleague mode. And when they go into colleague mode, they look at you.
You get better information.
Yeah.
You get better information.
You get better information, more information. And, you know what's going on instead of them, feeding you the rose-colored glasses term or explanation that doesn't really tell you anything. I call it the political response. Because, you talk to a politician, ask them a question, and they'll yatter forever and never answer a thing. I hate that. And when I get a new doctor, I always tell them, no rose-colored glasses, no evasion, no avoidance. You talk to me straight. Talk to me like I was one of your own. Doc speak, I'm not a patient, I'm a colleague. And it goes way better. Way better.
I'm gonna build this thing.
Alrighty. Bye, everyone.
Between the 4 hours with
Thanks for
her
coming.
and 3 hours on here, I think I'm done.
Yeah, you were gonna come on for an hour or so.
Yeah.
But we're so grew.
Well, I know there's a couple people still in chat, so I want to say bye to them. Thanks for hanging out. I want to thank Willow for coming in and hanging out.
Thanks for having
Carol
me.
for coming in and hanging out. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. But most of all, have a good rest of your day.
Take care, everyone.